If you're ready to take back control of your health, you're in the right place. Welcome to Awaken Wellness with me, Tanya Candy, registered nurse and health coach. Now, I'm not your typical nurse. I consider myself divorced from traditional healthcare. I broke free of the sick care system in 2019 when I realized that the root cause to my sickness, my autoimmune disease, and my chronic pain was me. If you're ready for truth, for clarity, for honesty in a tough, love, compassionate way, I'm the coach for you. Join me while we dig in to our root causes of sickness and disease. Hey, it's Nurse Tanya. I would like to talk to you briefly about detoxification. So detoxification is a huge, big thing that we need to be aware of, and we need to be taken care of on a daily basis. So our bodies were designed to naturally want to detoxify and cleanse on a cycle. So spring and fall. So I'm going to talk to you a lot about doing a particular 28-day cleanse, okay? So that's going to be the basis of this information. Your organs of elimination, it's kind of a bigger deal than you probably realize. It's not just your colon, it's not just your bowels, your lungs, your skin, your lymph, your kidneys. These are all organs of elimination. So, what are some typical signs that you might need to detox? Well, simply life here on this planet would be a big enough sign for me anyway. But things like rashes, pimples, body odor, frequent and painful urination, that's not a UTI, that's not what I'm talking about, but just that urgency, or just where you're thinking something is up with your bladder. Gas, diarrhea, constipation, intestinal issues, things like right-sided rib pain or mid-back pain, kind of right where your kidneys are. That's a good chance your kidneys are would like to have a little conversation with you. What else? Just itchy, dry skin. Maybe it isn't producing a rash, but you're itchy and you're dry. Scalp issues, sores on your scalp. Lower back pain has a lot to do with your inflammation in your gut. If you've got constipation and you've got lower back pain, you're gonna have probably some degeneration going on. That inflammation, that stagnation can lead to disc degeneration. How about if your urine tends to be really kind of dark and stinky? Then you're probably dehydrated. That's part of the issue. But it's also a toxic load issue. Coughs, congestion, chronic sinusitis, chronic postnasal drip, all things like that. Our sinuses, our lungs, all are organs of elimination that require some maintenance. Let's talk about your toxic load. Did you know that some of us are born with a full toxic bucket? Yeah. That's kind of scary to think about, but those toxins, especially heavy metals, go through the placenta. They get passed from mother to child. So some of us are unfortunately born with full toxic buckets. If you think you have passed that down to your children, then we can help your children as well. We can detox. We don't like to get too deep into detoxing children until they're about 3 years of age and their immune systems are a little bit further along, further developed. But yeah, it's a thing. It's not just you, it's your whole family. It's your kids too. Babies with skin rashes, cradle cap, and all those kinds of things, they don't happen by accident, and we can work on a young child's microbiome and help them out as well. Where do the toxins specifically come from? They come from external as well as internal through the things that we eat, through medication use, through like even your over the counters, like your Tylenol, your ibuprofen, all those things really take a toll on your body, of your organs of elimination. Tylenol or acetaminophen is one of the hardest drugs for your liver to metabolize. Poor food choices, any of those food ingredients that have toxic descriptions and scientific names, those are things that your body is going to have to process somehow. And unfortunately, our genetics are part of it. Like, your genetics load the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. In my clients, I see more and more when we're energetically testing that there are issues with methylation. There are issues with certain SNPs, so the body is not able to utilize amino acids correctly. The body's not able to utilize especially B vitamins correctly. So we have to use the right supplements and the right foods in order to give the body what it needs for foundational building blocks so it can form healthy tissues, healthy cells, healthy organs. Our water is such a big deal. Oh, I wish it wouldn't. I wish it wouldn't be. I just really wish it wouldn't be. But tap water, oh my goodness, the things and the toxins, the estrogens, the hormones, even broke down medications that are in our tap water are crazy. So if you haven't, I don't really necessarily trust bottled water either. Filtered water, it's definitely better than tap water. I prefer distilled water. I do know I have to do some extra work with my minerals. I have to do some extra work with my pH when I use distilled water. But distilled water is the only way I really know that everything is out. We have well water, and I do use that for cooking, for bathing, and for things like that. So is the system perfect? No, but for me, that distilled water for my drinking water helps balance those burdens on my body. Our gut, if it is full of dysbiosis, parasites, rogue bacteria, rogue candida, all of those things create a waste product, and those toxins within your body can really affect your pH, can really make your body more acidotic, can make your muscles sore and feel like you've got fibromyalgia. A lot of times when we clean up that terrain and work on that dysbiosis, so many of those symptoms go away because we've opened your organs of elimination. We have worked on your compost pile. So those things go hand in hand. In this video, we're not talking about parasites and dysbiosis, but that is part of it. That is part of the foundation. So if you go ahead and you do this 28-day detox and you're like, gosh, I just don't feel as good as I expected to feel, then there's some other stuff we need to work on, like your parasites and your dysbiosis. So these things are all step by step and layer by layer, and there is some order to do them in order. You're gonna have a better detox here if you've done the gut work before. But your gut work is going to go on better if you have opened your liver pathways. So there's not necessarily a right or wrong, and each person is bio-individual. So that's why I really love to see you in the office, or to do a DNA sample and do a Zoom call or something, so we at least have some energetic testing, so we at least know what your body would like to talk about, where it wants to start, and it will tell us if it wants to start with your lymph system or your lungs or your intestine. And your body deserves a voice. Your body deserves to be heard. So in the link in the comments underneath, I'll put the link for a download where you can see what I mean when I say I need a DNA sample. After I'm done with the sample and I mail you products back, I mail you the sample with. I don't collect DNA. It's a simple saliva. All you have to do is like chew on a 4x4 or a piece of cotton and drop it in the mail, and I put it on my scanner. So simple.
Here's my shout out to all you DIY folks in the house. My heart is DIY as well. I love to do things myself. And these days in this wellness space, we've got so much information. We've got access to all the cool stuff like castor oil packs, adrenal cocktails, foot soaks, lymph massage, rebounding, grounding, fasting, keto, you name it, we've tried it. We all know what Barbara says. The one thing you don't get as a DIYer is access to professional products. Until now, I have designed a really unique DIY system that gives you access to Cellcore Biosciences. You have not really detoxed or done a parasite cleanse until you've experienced Cellcore's 4-month foundation program. And you won't really know the difference until you really know the difference. Go to my website, awakenwellnessllc.com, and find the DIY tab. Let's get you access.
So what is the best way to do this fall detox or spring detox, depending on what time of year you're watching this video? We have to absolutely, you have to do the food work. That's the most cost-effective way. And I absolutely like to add supplements. If you're like, you totally can't afford the supplements, then do the food for sure. At least do something. So I will briefly go over the food plan. I really stress that you do distilled water, at least during this detox, with some good mineral for sure. Celtic sea salt is great. You just need a couple of pinches throughout the day on your tongue. Drink your water. If you can't find or you can't afford Celtic sea salt because it's so blown up right now, Redmond is my second choice, and either one are a great mineral source. Even Redmond is 80% of your daily required minerals. So just put it on your tongue before you take like 4 ounces of water multiple times during the day. Just keep sipping. You have got to be in the right frame of mind to do this detox. You've got to be ready to avoid these foods. You've got to be ready to put down all alcohol for this month as well, and sugar. So you really have to be in the right frame of mind. Your attitude has to be right. You have to be in the realm of self-love. You're not taking anything away from yourself. Don't go into it with an attitude of, this is going to be terrible. I have to give up all these things. Go into an attitude with, I love my body. I love myself. And I want to fast forward my health, fast forward my wellness, and set myself up for a successful winter. So for the basics, how much water should I drink? So the formula is to basically take your body weight and divide it in half and then convert it to ounces. And that should be your goal of water consumption. So the heavier you are, the more you need to drink. Children, same thing. I myself am still a promoter of apple cider vinegar and increasing your stomach acid. So what really works for me, and in the health space, we call it an adrenal cocktail. If you set out in the morning to do this first thing, you're going to take 4 to 8 ounces of water, whatever you prefer. You can even do this with hot water if you like that warm up in the morning. You're going to do a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, a tablespoon of organic lemon juice. So either, squeeze your own or buy organic, not in the yellow plastic container. No, not helping, not beneficial, okay? And 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 3 pinches of salt, and mix it up and drink that first thing in the morning. Your adrenals like the vitamin C. Your stomach likes the apple cider vinegar. Your kidneys like the apple cider vinegar. And you can do that throughout the day. I think it really helps the taste of that apple cider vinegar. For me, it makes it much easier to get down. So during this cleanse, I would not say that you could probably do too much of that. So if you mix up like a triple shot and you do 3 portions a day, go for it. It will only be to your benefit. Did I mention we're not going to do coffee during this 30 days? You can do some tea. Good teas like green tea, oolong tea, chamomile tea, things like that. If you want that warm up in the morning, there are some really cool like dandy tea. It's a powder that is dandelion that a lot of people who completely have figured out how to avoid caffeine use as that warm up in the morning. That would be acceptable. If you want to sweeten that, we'll do a pinch of honey or a pinch of stevia, but don't get carried away with that. Really, really try to cleanse your palate of that sugar. So you're going to want to have a good protein source. There are multiple different protein shakes that you can use. I have a standard process shake. I've got a couple of different clean proteins in stock, like, I'm blank, Paleo Valley. Or you can just use a clean collagen. That works too. During this process, you're going to want to go as organic as you can. So all the food that you're buying, just do it as organic as your local store will offer, right? Spend the extra money. You're going to go through a lot of fresh fruit and vegetables and buy organic. It does matter. You're going to go through twice as much vegetables as you are fruits. We're going to be very specific on the fruits because we're really going to be avoiding sugar. So a lot of fruit equals a lot of sugar. So it's going to be specifics like your berries. You're going to be kind of down to the bare bones. For the most part, we're also going to be avoiding dairy during this 28-day detox. You can do a little bit of dairy if you can get it raw, if you can get fermented. Those are acceptable. They're low inflammatory, but those are the exceptions. It has to be organic, it has to be grass-fed, has to be raw. So your foods to enjoy day 1 through 10 are going to be meat-free. Yep, I said it, meat-free. You can do a detox shake. You want to make sure it's clean, low carb, not full of sugars, and has good protein. You can do vegetables. You can do berries. You can do quinoa, beans, lentils, coconut oil, ghee, olive oil, and grapeseed oil. Yes, there will be a handout in the comments below. Days 11 through 20, we're going to bring back a little protein. So lean protein fish. So your clean, organic, wild raised fish like salmon. Just 5 to 6 ounces a day. You're going to continue with the shakes. You're going to continue with the vegetables, continue with your berries and your non-sugary fruits. Quinoa, lentils, beans, still good choices. Days 21 through 30, we're going to bring those other days with us, and now you can add some turkey, you can add some chicken, 5 to 6 ounces a day. So keeping it really low fat, but a good source of protein. Keep your shakes, keep your veggies, keep your quinoa, your lentils, your low glycemic index fruit, and you can now add some nuts for good fat as well. And here is where you can add that fermented dairy. So if you've got some like cottage cheese with the good probiotics added, or you've got kefir, or something like that, this is the phase, days 21 through 30, where you can bring in some of that fermented dairy. Throughout this whole process, the entire 28 days, foods you're gonna avoid are grains, all of them, and that includes corn. So you're gonna be grain free. Rice, no rice. If you really need to use rice milk in your shakes, use it at a minimum. No processed or fried or refined foods. So just don't eat stuff in a bag with a food label. No alcohol. No pork of any kind. No shrimp, lobster, crab, or shellfish. No soda pop. No carbonated items.
Awaken Wellness offers personalized services and supplements to restore the foundation of your health. I'm Tanya, a registered nurse and restorative health coach. Together, we will address the root cause of your health problems, improve your quality of life, and more importantly, your health. Contact me online at awakenwellnessllc.com or stop down in person to my location on 215 South Central in Sydney, Montana.
I know, this is hard, right? Let's keep going with the list of things that are no's. So you have to get mentally geared up for this, and you don't think of it as neglect or what you can't have, okay? You got to get your mindset right. You got to get it on health. You got to get it where it needs to be, or you won't make it, or you won't even try, right? So get excited. No hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils. So no margarine for sure. I hope you're not eating that anyway. No vegetable oils, no canola oils, and those things, that should be for life. Like, you shouldn't be like, no, like, believe me, your liver and your vessels will thank you for it. Those are just a no. No soybean oil. We don't trust it either. Like, it's super hard to find clean organic soy that is worth eating. No sugar. Just no sugar. No cane sugar, no high fructose corn syrup, no aspartame, no Splenda, no NutraSweet, no Equal, no Truvia, and no MSG. So look at the back of your spices. MSG is a yeast. It's often a natural flavor in things, and if you got a candida overgrowth, that's a whole nother video, but no MSG. Like I said, watch your spices. And table salt, no white or iodized salt. Just get rid of that anyway. If this is the first you're hearing it, that needs to go. That stuff is no good. No good. So you want to do, if you can find it, if you can afford it, the Celtic sea salt is the best as far as the mineral content. My preferred second best is Redmond sea salt. It's got about 80% of your minerals needed. Other pink Himalayan salt, I'm not going to throw out other brands. I'm not familiar, but you just need to know that that's not always as clean processed as you think. Just because it's pink doesn't make it good, okay? So just check your sources and be a little bit careful with that. You're gonna do no artificial flavors and no artificial colors. So those are things that are good for life as well. So that was the things to stay away from. let's talk about the foods to enjoy, okay? There are enjoyable foods, and like, your body will thank you for it. So once you get this momentum, I just really encourage you to try to keep it up. What you've learned about how your body functions so much better when you feed it better, keep up that momentum. I highly encourage you. So good foods: asparagus, avocado, bell peppers of any color, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, celery, cucumbers, eggplant, green beans, greens in general, your colored greens, kale, mustard, chard, all those things, lettuce, any of it except iceberg. That stuff, no nutritional value. It's just, leave it alone. Green beans, I don't know if I said that already, onions, radishes, spaghetti squash, spinach, zucchini. Approved fruits: blackberries, blueberries, boysenberries, elderberries, Granny Smith apples, the green sour ones, grapefruit, lemon, lime, raspberry, strawberry. So that's a nice variety. Use them in your smoothies, use them to snack on. I love all these things frozen. To me, they just make a great little dessert. If you take them frozen, put them in your little bullet, and make yourself a nice little frozen dessert. Other approved foods. So quinoa, that's basically your only grain family that is allowed. It's got a very low glycemic index. Beans, keep them down to 2 servings a day, all right? Lentils, the same, 2 servings a day. Fish, that's only on days 11 through 30. Chicken or turkey, days 21 through 30. Nuts, not more than 2 servings a day and only in days 21 through 30. Seeds, not more than 2 servings a day, days 21 through 30. Fermented dairy, again, not much, and days 21 through 30. Coconut oil, we like that to cook with, saute things, put a plop of it in your smoothie for added good oils. You can use that day 1 through 30. Butter, day is good as a cooking oil, sauteing oil as well, days 1 through 30. Ghee, same thing, days 1 through 30. If you're completely dairy free, you know about ghee. Olive oil, days 1 through 30, and that we don't generally like to add heat to that. There are bad things that happen when we add heat to that, but as a dressing, as a flavor enhancer, great. Grapeseed oil, days 1 through 30. Stevia, little bits at a time, days 1 through 30. Xylitol, days 1 through 30 in moderation. And honey, moderation, days 1 through 30. Now, what are some things that you can do that are low cost and are going to help your detox, right? Let's talk about enemas. You can do water enemas, you can do coffee enemas, apple cider vinegar enema, Epsom salt enema. All those things are very, very effective and very low cost. You just have to do them. If you would like more information on the ins and the outs and the how-tos, please contact me and I will get that to you, or we'll have a quick conversation about it. There's not enough time in this video to do the specifics on all of those things. Do some hydrotherapy in your shower. What is that? That is your hot and your cold for as long as you can stand it, alternating hot and cold. So freezing cold, and let your body do the and then warm it back up. And then do it again and warm it back up. That is a stressor on your body, but it makes your body rise up and adapt. It's very good for working your immune system into adapt and recover. Good old walking. If you don't have any movement in your day already, make sure you move during this routine. walk. I love an interval. I've got a little app that I set for my intervals. Right now, I'm rebounding. I've got my rebounder set right in front of my south window so I get some sunlight in the morning and I get that rebounding going. Jump and get my lymph going. There's something magical that happens with your lymph in your lymph system when your feet come off the ground when you're rebounding. So rebounding, walking, no matter what you do, try to increase what you're doing or how you're doing it throughout this 30 days. So right now, if you only have the energy to do a little walk, then do it. But hopefully by the second week, you can at least do a brisk walk where maybe even a little bit of a jog for 30 seconds and where you're getting your heart rate up. And in that interval, you need to stress that system and then bring it back down. Like I said, with my rebounder, what I'm doing with my program right now is I have my interval set. So I work for 2 minutes, I jump or bounce for 2 minutes, and then I rest for 30 seconds. And I usually just kind of pause and stretch out my calves a little bit, and then I go again. And I do 4 work intervals. I'm not very good with the warm up and the cool down. I should be better. I should stretch more, but usually I just need to get going by that time. Castor oil packs. I cannot stress this enough. What an amazing tool this is to add to your detox right now, but then keep going with that, right? I sell them in the store. They're right here behind me. I use the Queen of Thrones. It's so easy to do. You just put that castor oil pack over that liver. Your body heat kind of warms it up and soaks it in. The vitamin in the castor oil reharmonizes and helps that liver open up. It does amazing things. Another thing is massage. Treat yourself to a massage. If you don't get massage regularly, try to book one weekly during this detox. If you're local, I do foot baths. If you're wherever you're at, if you can find somebody who does ionic foot baths, that's great. I do PEMF, which is very detoxifying. It really helps your body to shift that viscosity of the cell membrane so you can let the toxins out and you can let all that good organic nutrition you're taking into your cells. It really, really speeds up the healing, speeds up the detoxification. Another totally easy, and you're missing the boat if you don't do it, is deep breathing. I know it sounds too simple. Let me see. I'm just gonna kind of try to talk and do this at the same time. So I always say like smoke. I'm not telling you to smoke, but take a smoke break, right? Even if you don't smoke. It's like your deep breathing break, just like smokers take smoke breaks, is what I mean to say. So you're going to remove yourself from your stress, from everything, and not so you can just go hide on the bathroom and check your phone. Get somewhere quiet and do some deep breathing multiple times during the day. You will be amazed at how you come out of that fight or flight, how it balances your HPA axis. Really an amazing, effective tool. The only way it doesn't work is if you don't do it. So you're going to take big inhale, like diaphragm, fill up your diaphragm in through your nose. Keep that mouth closed. In through your nose. I can't do it and talk at the same time. In through your nose. When you get really full of air, you're going to hold it for a count of 7. Slowly count to 7. Then you're going to release it for a count of 7 or 8. Again, you're going to feel that release and really go all the way out your diaphragm. When you start practicing this, it might make you dizzy the first couple of times you do it. But stick with it. An amazing tool. It makes sure you can feel your chest expand and open up when you're doing this. We get oxygen to starved cells. We are such shallow breathers, we're dehydrated and we're poorly oxygenated. So just increasing your water and increasing your breathing can do amazing things for your stress response. A couple more food tips. If you're not already using good quality real spices, start throwing them in wherever you can, especially like your cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is great for your digestion. It might burn a little bit as it warms things up, but so good. Your onion, your garlic, your curry powder, turmeric, all those things, try to throw them in your cooking. If you're hearing this and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I can't eat onion or garlic, my belly just blows up, then we need to talk. We need to talk about getting some of that fixed. If you have symptoms when you try to eat those foods, then we need to work on your foundation so you can enjoy those things without discomfort. It might take us a few months, but we can get you there. The same with beans. If beans just set you for a tailspin and just do crazy gasful things in your body, that's not normal. Like, it's very common, but it's not normal, and there's some work that needs to be done. Thank you so much for listening. You can use the link below in the comments to order some products. Just keep in mind that these products are a DIY and they are kind of, good for most anybody, but they're not specific to you. If you would like to know specifically what your body needs, we need to do some testing for that. Can you do this either way? Absolutely, you can do this either way. If you just want to start somewhere, start with the foods and do some detox tea, do some milk thistle, do some dandelion and those kind of things. It can be done without any extra specific products or herbs, but it can definitely be done more efficiently and more effectively with some products. The products that I choose to use are from a company called Designs for Health. They're a fabulous, made in the USA, no big pharma attached company. What I really love about them is one of their manufacturing plants is right here in Montana, my home state. So I think that's really cool, and to me it feels like I'm doing business local. So just another bonus. But as always, I couldn't be prouder to be here helping you take control of your health. Have a great day.